One Piece is an amazing series. It is one of the greatest anime of all time and is my personal favorite. I love the characters, the fights, and the world building is unlike anything I've ever seen. However, it has a major flaw, and that is the character fakeouts. It is quite easily one of the worst aspects of the entire show, as it completely removes all tension from the series and it ruins the antagonists because they aren't as intimidating. We aren't going to fear Yonko like Kaido if we know Oda isn't going to have them actually kill anyone. For me, it's a sole thing keeping One Piece for being a 10 out of 10, and I currently have it at a 9. Now I know One Piece is a shonen, so I don't expect berserk levels of savagery here, but it would be nice if Oda didn't have so much fakeouts. I would be content if we don't get any more deaths as long as Oda doesn't fake us out. Now, let's go over a list of fakeouts that I've compiled, and I'm probably still forgetting some. So first up, we have Kaya's Butler. Now, this one isn't as egregious as some of the rest, but we thought that man was done for. And then he just comes back later with like a boo-boo on his head. Really? Next, we have Ingram. We saw this man get blown up. Blown up. Now, I know people are going to try to explain it like, oh, well, you know, Robin, she's nice deep down. She wasn't really trying to. Listen, we saw the man get blown up. Since we're on the topic of Alabasta, you guys know where I'm going with this. We've all seen it. We've memed it. We've joked about it. The Legend of P. Alabasta took a major hit when we saw Pell take a nuke at point blank, and he survived. When I saw that, I was like, okay. At that point, I had given up all expectations on this giving us serious character deaths, because I don't want to hear any BS about, oh, it's a zone and zones are durable. The man took a nuke point blank. It completely diminished the arc for me. And Alabasta is a phenomenal arc. I love Crocodile as a villain. I love the whole setting of Alabasta. It was nice and unique. And then in Skypiea, we have Conus' dad. This is what I mean when I say that it ruins antagonists, because the fact that he survived that lightning strike from Enel diminished Enel because he's not as intimidating, because he couldn't even kill Conus' dad. And for me, that was just like, really, Oda? Like, I understand Oda doesn't want to kill off main characters, but like, these are side characters. Ingram, Pell, Kaya's Butler, Conus' dad. We couldn't even kill them. Staying on Skypiea, Wiper. This man used the reject dial like a good 3 times, and he still survived. Okay, now we move on to Punk Hazard in the New World. The G5 soldiers get hit with the gas. Now, in my opinion, they had a great moment of sacrifice, but we heard about how deadly, vicious, poisonous this gas was. Oda hyped this gas up for chapters upon chapters upon chapters, just for it to somehow magically be able to be cured, and they got out scot-free. Really? That is ridiculous. Then we move on to Dressrosa. Oda introduces us to the man-eating fish surrounding the ring, and we find out that all the Coliseum fighters who were supposedly, getting eaten and torn apart by the man-eating fish, they're completely fine. Then you go over to Pound. We thought that Pound got his head cut clean off by Oven. Come to find out, he is still fine. To me, this next one is the most egregious one Oda has ever done. In the Odin flashback, we watched Odin slice a boar in half, and we see later that the boar was sewn up like nothing ever happened. Oh my god, Oda, can you please Oda, can we can't even kill off a boar? We can't kill off fodder? The G5 soldiers didn't even have a name. They didn't even have names. So we get to Wano, and whoo, I got big issues with this. Hyogoro, great character, right? If Hyogoro had died when he was supposed to die and his follower had cut his head off, to me that would have been the perfect end to his character arc. Like, hey, he finally redeemed himself. He was able to fight. Now take me out. Let me go out on my own terms. That would have been absolutely perfect. But instead, Tony Chopper comes in. Oh no, I have a cure. Really? Now we have Kanjuro. We thought Kanjuro was dead when Kiku killed him and said that he wasn't going to survive. We were like, okay, good, Kanjuro's dead. Then he came back, posed as Odin, and fought the Scabbards, and then we thought he died again. But no, he wasn't dead. We see in the very latest chapter, chapter 1030, that he's still effing alive. Listen, his whole character and his whole arc is ruined for me. And then we see that Ashura Doji sacrifices himself. I'm willing to bet money that he's still alive. Yet another Oda fake out. Kiku was supposedly dead, but we're pretty sure she's still alive. We had Kaido say all of this raw, cold stuff like, death is what completes a man. Oh, should I gouge out Straw Hat's eyes or crush his heart? Maybe crush his skull. Say all these cool, raw, ASS lines, but then he couldn't kill Kinemon. And I can't forget about Orochi. When we saw Kaido cut that man's head off using King's sword, and you just see King standing there holding it, that was so raw. That elevated Kaido so much as an antagonist and the war overall. We're not used to scenes like that in One Piece, so it was extremely appreciated. But in typical Oda fashion, he brought Orochi back to fight the Scabbards again, to presumably die again, only to be brought back again. I personally don't see any reason in bringing him back. In my opinion, it hurts the story way more than it can ever help the story. But I am really disappointed in Oda's decision to have these Wano fakeouts because it's a war, right? It's a grudge match. There's weight behind it. It's personal. And it looks to me that everybody is just gonna live and be happily ever after. But that is one of the biggest flaws that One Piece has. And that, for me, is what's keeping One Piece from being a 10 out of 10 masterpiece. Let me know what you guys think. Peace.